You never got to hear it?
No, I did listen to it. I had it on my iPod, but during the move, um,
when I first really got the interest in rock and roll was really by the time I started playing guitar, which was like in 7th grade. I was about 14 or so at the time.
The one kid I became friends with first, he played Wipeout on guitar, and another kid played drums, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Well, I think I was 13, and I was like an avid basketball player, baseball player, sports guy, and then suddenly, I don't know from where, but I asked my parents for a guitar for Christmas.
And even then, I was really kind of struggling with an identity. I just really didn't know who I was and what I was about, and and also I didn't really have any sort of like niche to talk to girls and talk to chicks. And so, and a friend of mine played guitar, and I remember we were hanging out at a party, and so he, found this guitar out and started playing a couple tunes, and like all the attention like went to him and all the girls and everything, and I was like, oh shit, man. Well, all I need to do is just like learn 2 or 3 songs, call it quits, and I'll be good. And then, but then from there, it kind of, I just kept interest in it, just because it just kind of gave me something to do. So playing guitar and music really kind of helped me get an identity.
So I got electric guitar, and that summer I brought it over to his house, and he showed me how to play The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson, and that's the only thing I learned. And I wasn't even allowed to listen to Marilyn Manson, so I didn't even know really how The Beautiful People sounded. And so that actually is like probably the first time I ever heard Marilyn Manson was the same day that I tried to learn to play it on guitar.
And so I was just 13 and no musical background. I just thought it was cool and wanted to have one. I taught myself, didn't have lessons or anything. I had a VHS tape called Larry Little Teaches Guitar, and I just watched that, and he told me how to make chords and strum them, and taught us some Beatles songs. And I wish I could remember which one it was. I don't know which one it was.
My favorite band is, the Beatles and the Stones, and but also Beach Boys and the Small Faces and the Kinks.
The first physical album I ever bought was Everclear, So Much for Afterglow, which I don't think I realized how good that record was. I'm really glad that I got that record for the first record, but I don't think I knew how good that was. But then I was into like power pop rock, so bands like Third Eye Blind and.
I mean, I was all over the map, but rock and roll and blues was big for me. Led Zeppelin and B.B. King, I listened to him a lot, and Eric Clapton. And I went through a lot of phases. Bright Eyes, even, oh man, Dashboard Confessional, I remember listening to them in high school,
Really, the last couple songs that I've written really sound like this particular like phrasing or shape of a chord or voicing is what it's called. Particular like voice of a chord or like a progression.
And, you know, I was 18 years old, 17, moving to California, you know, so, you know, had things to do with my parents don't accept me, or like, but most of every song I've ever written has to do with heartbreak.
Her lips tell me what she intends as I ask her where she has been. There's no place that feels more like home, and I feel this house will burn alive.
As a future artist, I would prefer that my song itself have more to say than those things.
I used to really try hard to like write like a diary and like try to find out what I'm feeling and put it into words, and that just always kind of fell short and seemed I didn't know at the time what was wrong with it, but I think probably what was wrong with it was I was too obsessed with me and thinking that people wanted to hear about, you know, what goes on between my ears, and that just didn't work out well. So what I started doing was getting out of myself and writing, just making up stories about other people, other adventures.
So I swam across the Bay of San Francisco. I barefoot walked the sandstones of Durango. I watched a man die on the streets of Laredo. I got a ride from a native named Pony through Amarillo.
Been into like fishing and hunting recently. A lot of outdoor stuff. I mean, we are in Tennessee, so I'm a bit of a redneck. I'm okay with that. And
I've been working previously in a hotel. So a lot of customer service stuff. I do a lot of weird art stuff still. I do other artists' album artwork. I'm actually doing an artist's album artwork right now. So, but pretty much just living on the grind. Not really anything that epic.
Well, I'm a barista at a very prominent coffee shop. I like to play music. That's kind of my hobby, and kind of what I have to do. But other than music, thrifting a lot, and antiquing, and finding stuff and flipping it, selling it online. And if I like it too much, then not selling it online. I've got a giant collection of Norman Rockwell plates that I still haven't sold. I got them. Can I jump off the camera really quick?
Yeah.
Be right back. I'm just gonna grab a random. This is an example of things I collect. This is Mother's Day 1981. And it's random, and I just have them and stuff like that. I just like.
I mean, since music has become like my actual, technically my profession, it's what I write on my taxes and stuff. You know, that's really kind of solidified it to be much more than just a hobby and a part-time thing. It's definitely taken me years to reach that level and to be able to support myself playing, and tons of networking and failed bands and you know, failed relationships and all that gone, you know, in the past. But you know, where I am now is like where I've always wanted to be, you know, able to support myself playing music. And
Well, I have lost many a coin toss, fallen far from the tree. And
I went down a one-horse town, hoping to find out what I mean. The microwaves never shake, the talking heads, the steel reserve. It's been so long since I wrote a song. I don't want you to know I heard. I'm a few thousand miles from home, where that is, I still don't know. I'm a few thousand miles from home, where that is, I still don't know. Still working on it.
Yeah, I like it.